My name is Daryl Eccles. I'm 65 years old. I was born in Chicago, Illinois. I spent the majority of my early life, up to 13 years, in an area called Cabrini Green.
My name is Ann Suzette Eccles. My age is 64, and I was born and grew up in Chicago, Illinois.
I remember as a child, living in a high rise. And the tenement I was in had 7 floors. And some of the others had 30 floors and some were 20. I remember when I was there as a child, the neighborhood was a mix of blacks, whites, and Hispanics. And as years started progressing, the whites moved out, and then the Spanish moved out. And then only blacks were left there. And as it grew even more progressive, I got to the point where I could get out and roam the neighborhood. I found there was boundaries set up. Certain neighborhoods we weren't allowed to go in. The police would come and stop and tell us to turn around and go back to where we were from.
The news media, they give you one perception of a race. And people who don't know people of that race accept it from the TV as truth. And then the politicians say, well, these are the criminals.
Back then, in the movement of racial division, discrimination, leaders were projected because of the need. Now we got a system where we were seemingly accepted, but the problem is that the underlying tone was still there. So now we're at a point now where people are enraged and angry, just like they were back then. This situation was never resolved.
When I went to college, I met a girl, and we ended up being very good friends. That she moved from her neighborhood to the black neighborhoods, but she did it specifically because her family were racist in the Klan, and she said, they raised me just to hate because of color. So I wanted to find out for myself. And when she moved out and she met me and then we got to talking, she said, I never knew that there were smart black people, that there were kind black people, that they were hard-working black people. I just thought they were thieves and murderers and stuff, and they wanted to hurt white people and they wanted to kill us and rape us and do all this because that's what I was taught. She came up believing that, never having experienced it.
Case in point, I work for a man. I'm a carpenter, do construction. I work for this businessman. We were doing work, and he made a statement to me one day. He said, Daryl, I saw on the news where a bunch of your people were in South Florida, and they on the beach, and they loitering, they panhandling, and they just taking up space. I don't mean to be mean, but it need to take a bunch of y'all and just shoot you. And so I said, but you're not like that, he said to me. You're not like that. I said, what do you mean? I've
had somebody ask, they said, oh, you're black, it's been years, why do y'all feel y'all entitled to something? I mean, we ain't entitled, we just want what you promised us. Don't give me nothing extra, give me what you said you would give me.
The Miseducation of Negro, I forgot the name of the author who wrote it, but the thing is that black people as slaves were brought here against our will, brought to a country, and we were treated as animals, and we were herded together, and we were raised as 1/5 of man, all these kind of crazy analogies in our thoughts. So when freedom came, when Lincoln abolished slavery and all this thing happened, black people weren't ready for freedom. They just threw us out there. We didn't know how to manage nothing. We were already at a disadvantage. 40 acres and a mule, we didn't receive that. Some did, don't get me wrong, some did, but those that even received it couldn't wrestle with the demographics, the economic struggle that they had against them. So what happens is you got a people that, okay, you go ahead and give him $100,000. He don't know how to treat that money. He'll go out here and buy him because he wants to impress, make him so he'll spend all his money on nothing but endless nothingness, and at the end of the day he's going to be broke and be a slave again.
If I promised you, I said, look, I'm going to give you a home and a place to live where you can take care of yourself and you say, okay, I'm ready. And then I pick you up and bring you to my house, feed you my food, sit you at my table and say, there, you got a place to live. It ain't yours, but you got a place to live. That ain't what I told you though, is it?
Black people were suffering, but all they wanted was equal rights. We didn't want to go to your school. We want our school to have the same education system yours here. But now what y'all do? Close up our school and make us go to yours. And so to make us believe that we can be like you, like something was still wrong with us. So what happened was, many of us took our wealth out of our communities and took them to your communities where you live big and good. We like it like that. But you give a man this money, and he ain't used to it, what he's going to do? Because even our own leave and don't bring anything back and teach us how to live like this. When Barack Obama ran for president, most amazing thing I could see how this individual had words at the tip of his tongue. He was an orator. This guy could say things, man, how you like, oh. And I voted for the first time in my life for this man, thinking he could change something. When I saw the machinery at work, and I saw it for what it really was, I recognized that men have no power over whatever this is we cannot see with the naked eye. When Martin Luther King said, I had a dream, he died, he was killed. We don't even, to this day, what was the dream? Some other parts are missing. We didn't hear it all. These ministers, these preachers, listen to their conversations. Are they telling that God will come and rectify? No, we can cause this problem to go away if we protest, if we lay our lives down. I've been hearing this stuff since I was a child. People have died, people have been put on crosses, people have been burned. Ain't nothing changed, it's getting worse. I remember reading something in some place, and it was a little black girl. She was an African citizen, and it was showing, she says, teach me how to grow my own food. Don't give me. See, our country loves this welfare. We want to feel good about ourselves. I helped Bessie Lou come out of the gutter. I remember when I was younger, when I had my two sons and I lost my job, I go to the age-dependent children, the welfare system, to try to survive. I'm in this system, and they paying me, giving me money to take care of my family, got food stamps, and they let me go to this little educational program. I go to the program, it runs out of funds. I couldn't complete it. Go to another. I finally had to ask my so-called, I said, I don't understand. Every time I get to a point where I complete it, y'all run out of funds. I can't finish anything. So now they're feeding us with this garbage, make us believe that they're doing something good for us, and all the time we're being set up. So look what happened. They stopped it one day, said we couldn't do it no more. Black folks what are we going to do now? Where are we going to go? Crime. Thievery, robbery, murder, drug. We don't want to be like this, but y'all make us like this because you do not want us to rise. Because why? You're fearful of what our ancestors done, that y'all might be slaves. But America's still built on slavery. I'm telling you, this system's still oppression. Look at where we are. Look at what's happening. It ain't just blacks. It happened to the Asians, railroad. You got the Hispanics. You know, they all go, and you got poor whites. Everybody's on the bottom trying to reach it. What does a middle class mean? And the secret to it is that we have been duped to believing in a system that's going to fail us. Bankruptcies and war. I mean, they can't fix this stuff, and they keep trying to make us vote for me, I'll set you free. All of them lying, because they'll become lifelong politicians. They ain't going to never give up. Everything goes away, they still getting paid. What are y'all talking about? Things will change so bad. Now, we all look like Al-Qaeda. What is this stuff? Something else is going on. Some supernatural. Somebody wants our country to fall, and so these things are done in the closet, brought out in the open. We don't have no leadership to tell us to stop killing each other and find out who the enemy really is.